so she said, well, if you're interested in doing something different, I'll give you a call and you can come and meet my boss and, he can interview you and we'll see what happens. And I said, okay, well, that sounds like fun. But she didn't mention who it was, and so back in those days.
Did you know Aisa or any of my family? Okay.
Yes. She was 2 years ahead of me in school, so I knew Aisa, which I have a great story about that, which we'll have to get to. But it wasn't, I'm sorry, but it wasn't like, we were friends, but I knew who she was. So anyway, back in the day, obviously we didn't have cell phones, so I gave her my work number at the tennis shop that I worked at, which was on 17th Street, right at Irvine and 17th Street, Dr. John's tennis shop.
Yeah, I remember.
And then I gave her my home phone number. So this was obviously on a Saturday, so Monday rolls around, I'm at work after going to school, and the phone rings and it's her and she says, I know this is super last minute and everything, but this is a really good time. If you could come meet him, he's available to meet you. And I said,
this is almost like red flags to me. You know what I mean? Like somebody comes on that story and be like, okay, lady, I'm out.
So I said, I think I can get away, because there was someone else working at the shop at the same time, but I'm like in my tennis gear. I don't know if that's appropriate, And she goes, oh no, it's super casual. It's fine. Just come down. So, the girl that was working with me, I said, can I, step out for a while? And she said, sure. So she gave me the address. I went down to your house in Bay Shores, which was obviously very close to 17th Street. And she met me out at the gate, and we walked down the side of the house, out to, which was, I think, technically the guest house that had been converted into the office.
Right.
So it was right on the water, and, I'm kind of thinking, I didn't really, know what to think. So we go in and we start talking, Pat, Stacy, and I, and she's kind of explaining what the needs are and what I would be doing and kind of giving me a description of the job.
Was anybody else there? Like was Kathy
Mihalovich? Kathy
wow.
Mihalovich was there. And so then Pat kind of goes on to say that the reason they need, to hire someone is that in the near future that your dad was going to be going to Boston to have his open heart surgery. And she said, I'm going to be accompanying him there. And so we need somebody to hold down the fort at the office while, while that's taking place.
Can you guys tell us who Pat Stacy is?
Yes.
We're getting there.
Okay. So anyway, so we're talking and that type of thing. And then all of a sudden, I think it was like an intercom system or something where like, she kind of buzzed for your dad. Hey, we're in here if you're, so he came out. And in all honesty, having grown up in this area, your dad was kind of just like around, like people would see him, at Westcliff Plaza.
Yeah. It was a much smaller community. We all went to the same drugstore.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. It was just so small beach community. And so I want to say, not that it wasn't a big deal, but I think people were just, he was like a normal guy to everybody else, just somebody in the community, or to the people that lived here, I should say. Yeah. Because we had seen him around and whatnot. But I will never forget the feeling when he actually walked in the room that it was kind of like overcoming. He was completely larger than life.
Yeah.